I wasn't planning on making a video or anything today, uh, but then a whole bunch of things started aligning, and I figured I kind of had to. Um, Essentially, there's a game that I really, really love called Lord of the Rings, the card game. It's an LCG made by Fantasy Flight, and my very first review, which is this one, uh, was made about this game. And I still love it to this day. And while there's a lot of games in this one that I said I'm going to be reviewing my entire board game collection, most of those games are gone. Some new ones are in, but my board game collection is pretty small now. One consistent thing is I still own Lord of the Rings, the card game, and I play it pretty periodically. I don't play it a ton, but I still break it out once in a while and really enjoy it. The other things that's the same is, for some reason, I'm wearing the exact same hat and shirt as I was in this video today, and I did not intend that at all. And today was a day that I got a box in the mail full of Lord of the Rings, the card game stuff. So it's almost this Monday is exactly 3 years since I made this review, and I figured I would just at least open up some of the stuff I got, which is some expansions that I never had for Lord of the Rings. I really don't have that much. I only have this box, which is the Lord of the Rings trading card game box. As I said in this review, I think the box was absurdly large for the cards you actually got. And this is everything I own for the game. So when I saw this online for like half off or something, I just jumped on it. It's the Lord of the Rings Living Card Game Collector's Edition. I haven't even opened it up yet. I just took the plastic off, and there's some funny things in it that I talked about in this one that I figured we'd flip through and just kind of enjoy how beautiful this game is together, and then and that's it. The game is, I think it came out in like 2015 or something, so it's old now. I actually don't know. I'm gonna find out. Lord of the Rings, the LCG, came out in 2011. So 3 years ago, I said this game is very old, and it's still making stuff for it. But it is coming to an end. They've said that it's slowly winding down, but they haven't stopped releasing things for it. So I know for a fact that while this game is slowly, coming to a close, it's still going to be one that people are going to enjoy for a very long time. And so I kind of just wanted to do another ode to it. So let's break this open and just see what's inside. The one thing I know about it is that I think all of the cards are full art, and it's basically another starter set, which is weird because everyone tells you to buy a second starter set for Lord of the Rings so you have all the cards, and I've only ever owned one. So this will kind of round out my collection, I guess, now. So let's open it up. So we're going to look at this card game again, lying down on my attic floor, because this is how the first one was reviewed, and I'm a sucker for consistency. But this is everything that I currently own for Lord of the Rings, the card game, and for as much as I've talked about this game, you would expect me to have everything, and I barely have anything. I really just played the core set a ton, and then I have some of my dice, and then one of my favorite decks, which is pretty bad, but gets me through the day. Things are mixed up in here. My main deck is a Thorin, Legolas, and Bjorn, just because I absolutely love Bjorn. He's just a huge bear. You can take a lot of hits, and it was fun. So that's my main deck. I have a other deck for if I play 2-player with a friend, which rarely happens. And then there's some smaller stuff. I think what I have is the Overhill Underhill, which I looked at in the first review, and today I bought the second half of the Hobbit stuff. So yeah. So I haven't even opened up that one yet, but we're not gonna look at that today. It's just the cards you expect. There's also some. These are my player cards. There's some really hard missions that were like later, what's it called? I think it's this one. Oh no, this is the Bjorn one.
There's one in like some caverns. There's also the smog one. There's a couple other things in here, and some other weird things like that. But yeah, this is basically everything I have. I just played the same missions a lot, and then tested them with different characters, and it's one of those things that it's a game that's easily collectible. Like, you can kind of get obsessed with collecting it and then never playing it. And I really tried to focus on playing through missions, really messing around with them. But now that it's kind of, I don't want to say it's coming to an end, because people are still going to play it all the time. Now that it's maybe going to get scarcer in the coming years, I'm kind of collecting some other things that I wanted to round out my collection. I'm definitely not gonna collect everything, but I got On the Doorstep, and I picked up Murder the Prancing Pony, just because I think this is it's one of the Fellowship adventures, but I think it's a fun little, like, you're the Prancing Pony and someone gets murdered and you have to, like, figure out who it is, which is just kind of interesting. But the main course is this, which is just ridiculous, honestly. And it comes with a carrying handle. I didn't even know it was going to come in this crazy box. I think it's for holding the cards, but there's nothing. There's just this and nothing really in there to hold cards. But the main, I made a joke about this in the original one, which was Lord of the Rings, the card game, is the only Lord of the Rings game that doesn't come with the One Ring. And then I listed off a whole bunch of other Lord of the Rings Monopoly, Lord of the Rings Clue, Lord of the Rings Trivial Pursuit, which all came with a One Ring. And I almost cried when I opened this one up and it came with a One Ring that fit me, because all the other ones were for children. And yeah, I don't know, it just made me really happy. So this one comes with a One Ring, which means I have to already approve of it. There's this, which I think this is art prints. Yeah! Look at these! So we got Gimli, Frodo, Aragorn, and and Arwen. These are just awesome. Maybe I'll make a little collage of them. I'm super into framing board and card game stuff, and putting on my walls, because I like to have a ton of stuff up. So these ones are definitely going to get framed somewhere. This is black paper. That can be thrown out. This is a little mat. We're going to move this to the side. So this is just a play mat. Yeah! Okay, that's awesome. That has, all Lord of the Rings fancy stuff. The whole map of Middle-earth. It looks really cool. I have one Lord of the Rings LCG playmat, and I think it's Flame in the West or something like that. It's got the big dragon with the girl that's about to slay it. But I don't have it with me, so I'm going to start playing on this one again. And then another funny fact is, look how small this is. It's the same exact size as the Masaga expansions, which is even funnier because when I bought the original box, I said it was ridiculous. I put all my cards in. I had them in this. I had them in a couple other different card game boxes that were smaller. And then when they re-released the core set, they made it Arkham Horror size, so it was about like this big. And then this one is tiny, which I love. I think this is all the cards for the core set, so I'm assuming it's just going to be like a small... I literally took the plastic off this and nothing else, so... yeah, it looks like we're going to get everything. So, let's open her up. But the box art just looks cool. This is one that I'm going to keep. I don't think I kept... I've moved like 4 times since buying this game, so I think my first Hobbit box has gone to the wind, but maybe it's sitting around somewhere. I might have put some other game in it. This rulebook is quite small, which is nice. I think the other original one was quite large, so I'll actually keep this one around because I just Google the PDF every time I play. This is just all the little chits and stuff that I don't use. I use dice. I don't think you really need the chits. Oh my gosh! Those are for that. Okay. So first of all, this is all the core set cards, and they still didn't need all the room in the box. This is just another classic Fantasy Flight. What are they? We used to call them at work. Fantasy Flight trench, the Star Wars trench, because it's unnecessary. But this is all the cards. I already noticed that we're gonna have to refocus all of this. Since the beginning, I have stated that I really dislike the table down approach, unless I really have to show something off with it. But these are cards, and I don't have to do that. I can hold them up in my arms and show you how gorgeous they are that way. So I didn't know that all of the adventure cards were gonna be in full art. I don't know why. I just didn't assume they would be. I thought at least the player cards would be, but holy cow, these are ridiculous. So I think this is 2 new adventures. I don't even know. I should probably check the box on that one. So what do we got in here? We got 2-player limited edition starter box. Comes with 2 pre-built player decks. With 2 new heroes. I don't even know who that is. And there's 2 unique scenarios. Okay, cool. So 2 new characters, 2 unique scenarios. I literally saw this, was like, oh, they're full art. Okay, I'll just buy it. I need to have something to do this week. These are just ridiculous. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. In my first review, I was talking about how I really love that they redesigned goblins and they redesigned a lot of the characters that you see in the movies to whatever they think fits the game the best. And wow, they're even better in full art. This is one of my favorites, the Goblin Runners. I wonder if they put any of the jeez, these are terrifying. Some really cool stuff. Look at that. All of the artists for this game are just mind-blowing. I've talked about this constantly, that, oh, the little dwarf. That's like a Warhammer-looking dwarf. I like it. Just that I don't want to do any spoilers on those. A little card based on that. Okay, this is gonna sound stupid, but like a week ago, when I ordered this, I sat down to play it again because I wanted to get back into it, and I was like, I should print out a card that just says the round sequence, because I keep looking it up and I keep getting it wrong. I'm not a smart man. And they included a card that is the round sequence. They just thought of everything that we enjoy and really knocked it out of the park with this one. Oh. Then the rest of these are player cards, I guess. The first thing I talked about was that they reimagined all of the characters and the designs, and they really went from like a when you open like old Lord of the Rings illustrated books or old Hobbit illustrated books, or ones that just have the cover illustrated. They have just, their characters have so much more, oomph, because they weren't just like screen capped from the movies. And my first thing that I talked about was how Aragorn has Fabio hair, and he's just fabulous. And now he's in full art, which really gets me going. So we have Aragorn. Just so you know, I haven't played this in a while with other characters, so I'm pretty sure Gildor Inglorion is a new character. Gets to do some cool resource stuff. Nori, he's back. Gandalf in full art, great. I also need more Gandalfs because, like I said, I still only have an original core set and I don't have 2 of them. Galadriel, that's sweet. She's just an ally. Yeah, so he's the hero, okay. So the, oof. Those are good. Oh my gosh. These are ridiculous. Now I want full playsets of all of these. Oh, Buffer. Okay.
I'm gonna make some great dwarf decks. I've always loved the dwarves. I tried to get into Hobbit stuff, but I just couldn't. I just couldn't stop loving the dwarves. Man, I'm more excited than you can imagine. Cram is amazing. That's such a good card. Also, look at this guy. Look at it. Look at that happy dwarf. Ooh, more sneak attacks. Just, These are just fantastic. Oh, there's some heroes in the back. Glorfindel, he's back. Biffer, he's back. I don't think Biffer was in the core set, so that's kind of neat. Awesome. And we got one more pack, which starts with a new hero. Oh, this is just, as I said before, this is just a reimagining of Thorin. But I think this is a brand new hero, Thorin Storm. But I think this is a brand new hero, Thorin Stonehelm. After he's declared his attacker, discard the top card. Yeah, so that's a new one. But it's Thorin, and look at him. He's fabulous. Do we get 4 Gandalfs? Do we have 4 Gandalfs before? I don't know. I'm questioning that now. Legolas, that's a great Legolas. Halidor, Elrond, fabulous. Some more allies. This is one of my favorite arts. That one's good. More allies. These are kind of in a weird setup. Oh my gosh, I'm blown away by this. This was definitely worth it. I like that I went into this not knowing anything, because now I'm just even more excited. I always get my Blade of Gondolin on the Legolas hero, because he's just crazy with his progress tokens. Ooh, lembas bread. One small bite could fill a grown man's stomach. How many of you had 4? Some more events. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited! So I'm gonna have to play through these and have some fun with it. So there really isn't like a ton of stuff in this little box, but it just makes, I mean, this is every card that comes with it. They're all full art and just, they're gorgeous. But in the end, it just makes me really happy that that this game has gotten some interesting treatments, like stuff like this. And I'm on their Reddit page, r-lotr LCG, and the people there are just amazing. They post a whole bunch of their stuff that they've been playing, and every time I come back to the game, I usually will post a summary of what happened in my game, and then people will tell me that I got half the rules wrong. And I just, every time I play, it makes me really happy. So I wanted to share some of this stuff with you guys in a way that I did in my original video, which was, I'm not talking about the rules. I just want to tell you why I think it's fun and what inspires me about this game, about being so focused on like nitty-gritty details and really really giving players exactly what they're looking for. And it's one that, as it comes to a close, I found it's really nice that it's closing and that they're not just trying to eke out everything they can from it. But it's been, I guess, 9 years now, and I don't know. I think it's time. Another game will come along, but this one I'm not gonna have everything for, but I'm gonna have a chunk of, and I'm gonna play it for a very long time. So thanks for watching. Go play a game with some friends or family, and if you're stuck inside during this crazy time right now, play a solo game if you got one. There's also downloadable solo games, that pen and paper solo games and stuff like that. And you can always play. There's a digital version of this, but also you can play it on Tabletop Simulator and stuff like that if you want to play with friends. So yeah, play some games. Thanks for watching. Very excited about my One Ring. Bye.